Hi, like always, we are thrilled to have you join us, but most importantly, to bring you informative news stories of politics around the world right here on Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwebike. Without much ado, let's jumpstart from sub-Saharan Africa, where we have it that Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali have formally announced the creation of the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States. Now, let me break it down for you so you have a better grasp of the story. A couple of months back, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, with Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as chairman, impulsively, without consideration of cause and effect, suspended the three countries after the respective military takeovers of July 2023 in Niger, that is, September of 2022 in Burkina Faso, and August 2021 in Mali. In response, all three countries opted out from the regional bloc ECOWAS, and in September 16, 2023, they signed the Liptako-Goma Charter establishing the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. And this is about the three countries coming together to form the AES. I know many would ask, what does this mean for the tripod state? Now, let me explain. The mission of the AES is to implement a permanent trilateral plan to combat armed terrorist groups and transnational organized crimes, which ECOWAS under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done little, in capital letters, little or nothing about. Secondly, the leaders of Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso have resolved to equip the Confederation with independent instruments for financing economic and social policies, but most importantly, create a mechanism for facilitating the free movement of people, goods, and services within the AES space, a great achievement that still feels like a mirage, unattainable and quixotic for ECOWAS since its inception. Truly very unfortunate if you ask me, but ladies and gentlemen, you see what's happening in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso with the Liptako-Goma Charter establishing the Alliance of Sahel States is a classical case of when Aristotle coined the phrase, nature abhors a vacuum. Because when as a people, we allow flawed electoral systems, bring in square pegs for round holes as phony and spurious democratic leaders who often do not practice what they preach, Liptako-Goma Charter becomes definitely inevitable, if you ask me. Now, from the sub-Saharan region, let's move on to the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, to bring you up-to-date stories about these three U.S. citizens. As you can see them, the first one is Tyler Thompson, 21. This is Tyler Thompson, the young man you see here. That's Tyler Thompson. And the second one is Marcel Malanga. He's 22 years old. And the last one you see here is Benjamin Ruben Zalman Poulon, 36 years old, who are all on trial for their alleged involvement in the failed coup in the capital, Kinshasa, alongside 52 others in May of 2024. Now, these three U.S. citizens you see right here on my screen are very important in the story. But just before I get to them, let me tell you a little about this particular man right here. Yes, this man, very handsome as you can see. Yes, his name is Christian Malanga Masomari. Born January 2nd, 1983, a U.S.-based Congolese politician and leader of the failed coup, Christian Malanga, just before the coup, considered himself president of a shadow government in exile, and like every other African politician, with many nonsense selfish interests with little genuine desire to serve their people, Christian Malanga was obsessed with capturing power in Congo. Now, permit me in the jiffy to share some little backgrounds about Christian Malanga so you have a better understanding where we are coming from. The picture you see right here is during 1993, when there was a crisis and turbulence in Congo. Christian Malanga and his family moved to a refugee camp, as you can see one here, and at 15 years old, yes, at 15 years old, in 1998, Christian Malanga was granted asylum and migrated to the Salt Lake City in the United States of America as a political refugee. In June of 2006, Malanga returned to the DRC. Yes, that's when that's the Salt Lake City, the country he actually migrated to. And of course, in 2006, Malanga returned to the DRC to join the Congolese military and rose to the rank of a captain. Yes, that's Christian Malanga. And in 2011, Christian Malanga joined politics, and in 2012 founded his own political party. That's the logo of the party right there, the United Congolese Party, UCP. After several attempts on the ballots to become the leader of Congo with no luck, Christian Malanga created an alternative government, the new Zaire government in exile, with Brussels as its base, and declared himself to be the president of the new Zaire. That's the Christian Malanga right about there in Brussels, where he declared himself the president of Zaire. Typical of every African leader who really, truly does want power by all means. Now, when that still wasn't working for Christian Malanga, he did unthinkable. He compelled his son, that young man, that very handsome young man you see right about there. He compelled his son, Marcel Malanga, the 22-year-old young man I talked about earlier that was very so important in this story. His friend Tyler Thompson and Benjamin Ruben Zalman Poulon to join him in an attempt to take over the government of DRC by force. The attempted coup was quickly suppressed by security forces who eventually killed Christian Malanga, while his son, Marcel, and his friends were captured and due to face trial July 8, 2024. Now, here's his son, the guy who left Utah, who left the best of life and decided to follow his father to go force a government out of power. That's very so unfortunate. And the rest of the people you see there are the 52 others who were equally involved in the failed coup d'etat. Now, this points to another classical case of a total lack of moral absolutism, especially when African politicians who innately know the end, the best fit to lead, do desperate things just to occupy the #1 position of their country. What an unfortunate way of ending a life full of hope. But may the soul of Christian Malanga continue to rest with his creator. And I hope this boy right there, Marcel Malanga, will learn valuable lessons. I truly do hope he learns valuable lessons. Now, from the Congo in Africa, let's make our travel to the UK, the United Kingdom that is. And of course, it's no longer news that Rishi Sunak, the very handsome businessman Rishi Sunak, you see right about there, from the Conservative, has left 10 Downing Street and swiftly replaced by Keir Starmer from Labour as Britain's new Prime Minister. Very wonderful couple. I love this picture, 10 Downing Street with the Labour Party leader. Yes, what's the news, ladies and gentlemen, is that Keir Starmer is desperate and restless to change or for a change in the UK. Amongst items listed for a change or a total striking of Rishi Sunak's policies is the controversial Rwanda scheme meant to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda as a deterrent to migrants who risk their lives arriving across the English Channel. You see, very similar to what we observe in Nigeria, when leaders act impetuously before they think, and unfortunately, just before they start thinking, the country has fallen flat on itself. For the UK, the challenge of illegal immigrants who come into the country through the waters for Rishi Sunak, he was quick to act rather than think, and when he engaged this man right about there, Rwanda's president, to have a migrant deportation to the East African country, that basically cost him the seat of the Prime Minister and other issues that is in the UK. According to the new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, the scheme was dead even before it started and had cost the country millions of pounds already before it took flight. The eventual scrapping of the Rwanda scheme might come to migrants as good news, but the new Prime Minister has promised to devise better ways of discouraging migrants rather than the inhuman deportation of migrants to a strange country against their will. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just about the time we have for politics around the world. Please do well to visit our website for more stories at www.enterprisetvnews.com, and also like, comment respectfully, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. I am Henry Igobike. Cheers for watching, and bye-bye.